Let me just start by thanking everybody for turning up today. It's a good indication of the support that I've had throughout my career. Today I am here to announce that I am retiring from the club. After 17 years of being a player, I now move on. I believe the timing is right for me, with a young family, to move on to that next stage of my life. Several people throughout my career I need to thank, and I'll go into that a little bit more. But I mean, firstly, with my wife, you know, her support over the time I've been as a player has been sensational, and I thank her for what she's been able to help me with on and off the court. My mum and dad, who were the people that led me into the basketball from a very young age, and my brother, who used to beat me up in the playground and made me tougher and made me want to be a basketballer. So from their point of view, they're very special to me, and I thank them for helping me along the journey, I guess. Also, I'd like to thank all the my current players on the team and all the past players that I've had the privilege of playing with. Obviously, as you are a player, you spend a lot of time with those guys, and I've met a lot of good friends along the way, and people that I'll be able to have a beer with and sit down with for many years to come. The coaches that I've had over the years, Brendan Joyce, Eric Cooks and Gordy McLeod, their guidance in helping me as a player and helping me to play 500 plus games in the league has been pretty awesome, and their leadership helping me grow as a person has been you know, something that I'll cherish for a long time. The Illawarra itself, the way it welcomed me when I was here, when I came in as a 19-year-old boy into the region, and the support that I've had over the many long years that I've been here has been fantastic. I have a lot of gratitude to the people out there, and that includes the sponsors, the fans, and everyone that's had anything to do with the Hawks. That's been crazy how much support I've had the whole time. The Wollongong Basketball Club itself, the Illawarra Hawks, when I first started, you know, it's been an amazing club to be able to play for that one club my whole career, and just to see again the people that have come through, the different owners, the different people that have sat on the boards, and you know, to be here sitting in front of everybody that I still know and think of as friends has been pretty special. I'm sure there's a lot of thank yous I'll probably miss with this part, but I believe it is the right timing for me, and hopefully that everybody in this room and all of the Illawarra will continue to support the Hawks as much as they ever have, and hopefully we can keep going forward as a club.
Thanks, Matt. It's an emotional day, and I think everyone would note the way that Matt conducts himself, and it's typical of how he's conducted himself throughout his career, and in representing not only this club but really this region. I want to, on behalf of the club, the members and all of the fans, offer our congratulations for your outstanding career. You've played at a very high level consistently over those 17 years, and thrilled us and had us with all those nail-biters, the highs and lows, as they say, of sport, and entertained us. And for that we congratulate you and we thank you. You've played with a team focus, a selflessness and a work ethic. You've given 100% every time you've walked onto the floor that I've ever seen you, and of course with great passion. I thank you also on behalf of the club, the members and the region, for what you've done in keeping the club alive. As we all know, about 3 years ago, Matt was instrumental in hauling the club from the brink of extinction. And for that we're hugely thankful. We're able to keep the proud tradition of this club alive, the only remaining foundation club in the league. And of course, if I could be permitted, I'd thank you on behalf of Wollongong, because you've helped to keep Wollongong on the national stage in terms of sport. So my thanks and congratulations go to you on behalf of everyone, and of course our best wishes for your future. All the best. Thanks. I think there might be a few people with questions they'd like to put to Matt, and he's happy to answer a few questions before he's got a radio interview commitment, so I'll hand over to you.
Matt, what was the clincher for you?
Look, to be honest, it's probably been something that's been coming for a number of years now. I've sat with several people and spoken about my future, you know, obviously what my priorities are in my life now. Having a young family, I have two beautiful daughters who take up a lot of time, and I really do enjoy spending time with them. So, but it probably, when it came down to it, like a niggling injury that I had at the start of the year with my Achilles, I had that revisited probably a bit over a month ago. And one of the things that was going through my head was I didn't want to run into another season and have a chance where, if I have a serious injury like a rupture of an Achilles, to not be able to finish on my own terms. I would have hated to be, you know, sitting on the sideline for a whole season, and that's the way that my career ended. Like, I see this way with 2 weeks to go in the season, a chance to go to Melbourne this weekend, and then come back and play the Kings in Sydney, and then have a home game to finish my career was something that was very important to me, and you know, something that I think in the future I'll be very proud of being able to say that, you know, these are my terms. I didn't get pushed out at any stage. I was still at a level which I was personally happy with my play. So, and I think that was important for me.
How do you feel, mate? Just how do you feel today after the news is out there?
Yeah, look, I actually feel pretty content about it. It's I've spoken to a number of people prior to today that, you know, have had something to do with my career, and I feel like a bit of relief too, because I have been, like, the last 2 years thinking about when's the right time, and you don't want to be that player that stayed too long and became part of the woodwork type of thing. But yeah, I feel, you know, I just feel content with the decision I made. I think it is the right time, although, you know, the year probably hasn't gone the way that I would have hoped on the court from the team point of view. I still think that, you know, from my career point of view, it's a good opportunity for me to still, you know, leave with the quality, like I said, on the court that I'm happy with, and you know, make that next transition into the next part of my life.
How you got a feeling be over the next 3 games will be different going out there on the court?
Well, yeah, I think it will be. I even, like, pretty much sort of in my head made up my mind before the Kings game, and even at the weekend after it, and even training on Monday, I just felt like you know, I guess until it's your last couple of games, you never know. So in the basketball community, you always talk about you never know when your last game's going to be. Well, I know when my last game's going to be. So, you know, I've got the opportunity now to do everything I can to prepare myself and give it all in the last 3 games that I've got.
Out of those 17 years, what's the one thing, and I reckon everyone would know the answer, but is there something else that just stands out as the absolute highlight for you?
Well, I mean, the obvious one is the championship. I mean, that was, you know, that's something that I'll be able to carry and talk about for as long as, you know, as long as I'm around. I envision myself as a grandparent sitting there telling the grandkids about that. But I mean, looking at it, I think being able to say that I played, you know, all my games in the NBL with the one club, and being in that part where you've played 500 for the one team, I think is special. That's an honour that I think I'll cherish, probably one of the biggest ones. I mean, there's been several highlights. I think the last game here at the Snake Pit was pretty special. You know, the emotion that was involved in that, the emotion in 2009 when we thought we we're no longer as a club. I think that was that was one of the best nights I've ever seen at Snake Pit, and one of the ones I'll cherish. But all in all, I think now, even this moment now, when I see the people turning up to a press conference that the club's called, that's something that I think I look around and see and appreciate the support of everyone that's turned up. I think these next 3 games are going to be something special for me.
And going out on your home floor as well, that's got to be a sellout on a Sunday afternoon.
No, I hope so. That's a big part of it. I mean, I guess that's the great opportunity of being able to play my very last game at home Sunday afternoon at a good time, where I could, you can expect a decent crowd, and that was something that was definitely in my mind when I made the decision that that part of the fairy tale would be nice to see a full house.
What's the future? What do you think you'll do?
At this stage, I haven't decided. At the moment, I'm just going to take some time with the family and get away from, I guess, the game in my head and work out what's probably best for Mat Campbell going forward. And at that moment, like that young family is my priority. So I'll reassess as if there is any opportunities that come across the desk. I'll assess them as they come along.
What did the folks say? What did your mum and dad say when you told them?
Yeah, look, I think they were disappointed at the start, because like any true parent, I think they think that, I think they thought my legs would go on for another 10 years. But, all in all, when I've spoke to them over the several different days now, they've come to the grips with it and are happy for me that, I get to choose when I go out, and that I'm happy with the way I'm going out.
Okay. Well, thank you, and thanks, Matt. We salute you, and I know you've got a commitment to a radio interview, so we might close there and just thank everybody for their attendance. Thank you.
Great.